Do white men target divested black women? Some do, some don't. Here's how to make sure it doesn't happen to. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm having a good day. I will just say that I'm having a good day, and I've had a good experience within this day, and I'll just leave it at that. You know how black women want to be treated just like any other woman of any other race? You know how black women, how we're tired of having to be strong and independent and masculine. We want to be able to be seen as feminine, and we want to be granted access to this soft life that seems to be so easily accessible to non-black women. You know how we want those things? Well, here's the thing. In the same way that we want to be treated just like every other woman, every man is fundamentally just like every other man. Yes, race does add nuance, and class adds nuance, and when you bring race and class together, you get more nuances. Do not think that because you are dating a white man or any non-black man that you are immediately, expeditiously, and unequivocally immune from having to deal with situations and just pros and cons that come with being a woman who is in relation to and in a relationship with a man. White men cheat, white men lie, white men and non-black men in general, they can be emotionally, mentally, and physically abusive to the women in their lives. And if you're just so eager and so gung-ho and just like blindly and recklessly ditching all black men to just date the first white man that shows you attention and that strokes your ego, you may end up being used and abused. So with that being said, ladies, my black women out there, if you choose to date outside of your race, do not grant him any passes. If you are going to date a white man or a Hispanic man, an Asian man, do not grant him any passes. Do not give him a free pass because he's not a black man. Because ladies, hear me out. Just because a black man says A, B, and C in one way, and a non-black man says A, B, and C in another way, in a way that might be less aggressive, in a way that might be more gentle, in a way that might be more formal. Just because this non-black man and this black man say A, B, and C in two different ways, at the end of the day, they're still saying A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, I want to make this really clear. I want to make it clear that in most cases, the white men, the non-black men who are targeting black women, who are targeting divested black women, they're not targeting these women because they're black. They're targeting them, or let me say this, that may be a reason, but more often than not, it's not because they're black. It's because they can sense, they can tell that that woman has low self-esteem, has little to no confidence, and they can sense that she will be an easy target for manipulation. And I also want to make a clear distinction here. When I'm speaking on like divested women, I'm talking about the extreme divestors. I'm in this particular situation. I'm talking about the women who have chosen to hate black men versus the women who have just chosen not to date black men. So I'm talking about, in this particular situation, the former and not the latter. And I'm not saying that all of those women are the same. I think there are very distinct groups. But in this particular situation, I'm talking about the former. I'm talking about those who are, for whatever reason, choosing to move forward in hate. And again, these women who are clearly angry, who are clearly bitter, who are clearly sad, those women are the targets. Because again, those men perceive those women as having low self-esteem, as having little to no self-confidence, and again, just as easy targets. I'm gonna be really honest here. Like, I'm gonna be super honest, and I'm gonna share something with you. In all of my relationships with white men, and I've only had 3 real long-term relationships in general, and they were all with white men. In those relationships, I never, ever, ever talked badly about black men in front of or to those men that I dated. And when I have, it hasn't been about the collective. It's been about individuals, and I have made it very clear that it is the individuals that I dated. It was the individuals that I encountered. I made sure that there was a clear distinction, that I was not talking about the collective. I was talking about individuals. Because honestly, I personally don't feel comfortable talking down, bashing, criticizing collectively people of my race in front of people who are not of my race. I personally don't feel comfortable doing that. Now, that's Amanda's choice. That is me. That does not have to be you. Those are the boundaries that I've established to protect myself and in a way protect the community in my own way. I'm not saying that that is the right way or the only way. I'm just saying that is my way. And the main reason that I don't talk badly about black men collectively, and honestly, I don't really talk individually either. There have been a few cases with people that I was with for a very long time and that I had gotten very close to, but overall, the reason I don't even do that in the first place is because I don't for a second want, if I'm dating a white man, I don't want him for a second to question whether or not I'm proud to be black, or whether or not I have issues with being black, whether or not I have issues with my self-esteem, or whether or not I am bitter or angry or sad. I don't ever, ever, ever want to give away that I feel any sort of anger or hatred or bitterness or sadness. Even if I do, and I have. But even if I do, I don't want to show it. I don't want to show it, and I don't want to tell it either. And this is why. Anger and bitterness and sadness, all of those things burn a hole within you. All of those things burn a hole within you. And really the only difference is that anger and bitterness and hatred, that just burns a hole faster than sadness does. And that hole, that anger, that sadness, that bitterness, that hole that burns from those things, that's the same hole that those low vibrational, toxic, and dangerous manipulative men use to gain entry into your being. They use that hole as the channel, like they use that as the gateway, as the path to access you, to enter into your being. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching tonight's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I apologize for any background noise. It's a weekend, and so things are loud. Things are loud outside. People are living life, and I hope that you're doing the same thing. And until next time, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you all soon. Bye everyone.